I'm slow but surely getting better at this game, I promise. Back again with another Halo gameplay. It is your boy Phantom. I'm still learning the tricks of this game, so to speak. I'm learning to learn when to engage positions, when not to engage positions. It's a lot different from games like Call of Duty and Destiny where everything's just run, gun, gun. This is just a little bit different. It's a little bit of a slower pace. Controls are a little bit different. The reload button is a little bit different. Even the scoping, it doesn't take the normal RB key or R2 if you're on PlayStation. That's one of the things that I wanted to improve upon at these gameplays. But for now, we're just stuck with the old basic gameplays of me getting 10 to 14 kills. Maybe occasionally we might lose the game and I might think, oh, this is a good enough game to upload. But anyway, my name is Phantom, guys. I know I was a little late on the intro. One of the things I just wanted to talk about today was the sort of idea of success. All success is measured really differently than others. It really depends on how you perceive it. We have people outside the spectrum in the 1%. People like Warren Buffett has, built an established portfolio throughout the years, collecting stocks at ridiculous cheap valuations and just holding them for the long term until the company doesn't release as much fundamentals as they used to. That's one of the things that he does very well, and he's done it very consistently over the last 50 plus years. That's what one group of people classify as success, as being able to invest their money and have huge reserves of money. To some, that may be enough, but to others, that may be differently. And I just want to sort of speak on this to let you know that maybe you think you're not being as successful in your life as you may be, but it all just depends on what your idea of success is, because everybody and every individual values success at a different level. For me, occasionally, or at least when I first started my first 9 to 5 job, one of the things I sort of presumed was that success really meant by how much money you had in your bank account, how much money you had in your stock portfolios, how much you had in your health savings account, your retirement, how much money do you have in properties, etc. To most people, I would say that typically mean the idea of success, but to others, it may not be important. To others, another person along the line, they might value something such as traveling. To other people, they might value something as family life. To some people, they might value collectibles. So each person really has a different spoke or a different spectrum how they view success in life. People like Warren Buffett, like I said, who believes in the idea of wealth as the pinnacle of success. But you have all that wealth, but what are you doing with it? You're doing nothing with it. And that's sort of the thing that, made me change my idea of how I view money. Viewing money in a way of just hoarding, because I see it all the time. I work in the financial industry, by the way. I see it all the time. People hoard all their money. They don't use it throughout their lifetime and they pass it down to their children, or sometimes they're unlucky to pass down to their children because they have no children at all. And that's one of the things that's led me to change my mind, though. Of course, you want to have a safety net of money on the side just to make sure that you are, paying your bills on time and doing things of that nature. But the idea of treating money as this finite perspective currency where you just hoard and never get rid of, that's something that can be detrimental to you. It can be detrimental to your social life. It could be detrimental to your life in general, because all you're doing is focusing on building wealth. And once you gain that wealth, you don't want to spend it. You don't want to do anything. It just sits there. Maybe you might not even have kids to pass it down to. It really just changes your life altogether. Of course, you can still do all those things, but don't be so stingy when it comes to money, especially if you're well off, if you have a lot of money to begin with. Take the occasional travel once in a lifetime. Do something good in life. If you want to build a hobby, start a business. That's one of the things I wanted to do. I started my own comic book. Well, not really an official business, but I started writing in my own comic book, and now it's published. Collect things. I'm a collector as well. I'm a little bit of everything, really. I collect comic books. Maybe in the future I would like to collect classic cars even, because I like classic cars. I collect video games now, retro video games. I don't know for how long, because of the prices of them keep going up. But yeah, I like to do a little bit of everything. I haven't started the traveling portion yet, only because I want to really, maintain a good financial position before I just start traveling willy-nilly, because that is going to be the most expensive thing you do in life, is traveling. With the plane tickets, the hotels, the tips, the rides, the Ubers, everything, that's going to be the most expensive thing you do outside of buying a house. That's one of the things I want to make sure I get down around before starting to do, but you really want to take huge importance to your life in regards to building success, because I think that's something that is really important for the future. To some of you who may not have a lot of money in your bank account or in investment portfolios and you're thinking you're some huge failure, don't be. Because if you value something differently, as one of the things I mentioned before, then you're doing good. If you're somebody who collects video games and you have a huge video game collection, you completed your goal at the end of the day in life. You may are living paycheck to paycheck, but that's okay to you. You value collectibles in life and not sort of the monetary value in life. If you're somebody who's traveled to every single country, which I don't think many people have done in their life, but let's say you are one of those people, then you have completed everything in life. You've visited every area of the world, including Antarctica, and that is a huge milestone for most people. So never stress about success, because to every single person's success is treated differently, and I believe that success to you is different from others. I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy commentary as I get on my regular uploading schedule. I hope to hear more from y'all. Thanks, guys. It's been your boy, the Black Phantom. Peace.
Minutes remaining.